Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Elle's House of Tarot. I hope everyone has had a lovely week. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, I hope you are enjoying all the changes that I've made. As I am evolving and growing within self, I want that to be reflected in my life, which includes my channel. As you can see, I got a tablet. I bought a tablet that I was going to use at the beginning of the week, and it broke the second day, so I had to return it, and I got it. Thankfully, I was able to get another one yesterday. So, all right. Oh, and I did all the Zodiac readings for this week. We took a look to see how your person really feels about you. If you haven't got a chance to check those out, you can find them under the playlists. Okay, so today is April 1st, moving into a new month. It is spring, so we're going to take a look and see what energies are around the Divine Masculine. I just did the Divine Feminine reading. It was very strong energy, so let's see what's happening with the Divine Masculine. What is the overall energy around the Divine Masculine for this month of April? Okay, remember guys, it is a general reading, so only take the messages that resonate for you and leave the rest. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by sending an email to ellshouseoftarot@gmail.com. Okay, so he's getting 4 cards to start out. That is fine. Make some room. So glad to have a bigger desk so I can fit all the cards here. All right, so we have your dreams need a practical plan. We have your commitment is being tested. We have nothing will come of the situation. And we have faith in your dreams. Okay. So, the masculine, he has probably been sitting and thinking about something for a long time. Been sitting and pondering about something for a long time. And I feel like he's been stuck in a situation for a long time as well. The universe has been calling him to make change. The universe has been calling him to move, and he just hasn't been doing it. But with this practical plans and the commitment, it's like these 3 cards here, commitment is being tested, nothing will come of the situation. He's realizing that his commitment to himself and even possibly to the Divine Feminine, you can watch these readings, of course, for a significant relationship, some sort of divine counterpart relationship, but I'm more focusing them on union of self, of growing of strengthening your inner masculine and inner feminine energy, which we all have. So this could be his commitment to his self, to the divine masculine energy we all have within self. But it could also be to his feminine if he has not been very involved in the connection, or if he's been avoidant or wishy-washy. So he's finally being put to the test here, and he's realizing that nothing is going to come of the situation if things stay the same. Things cannot be the same if you expect growth and development and to develop a relationship, especially with somebody. So he's putting some faith out there. It seems like he's taking his plan and starting to put it into, I think, very slow action, and he's trying to have faith that this thing that he feels within himself, whether it's just his own spiritual development or the connection he has with his feminine, he's putting this faith out there that this is real, that he can follow it, that he can make these dreams come true, but he actually has to put them into action, into the 3D, because nothing is going to come of them if he just sits on his hands. We'll say hands. Okay. So I think that's what he's realizing. It almost feels like a bit of a wake-up call. The masculine going, you know what? I am going to miss out on life, this opportunity, possibly my feminine, if I don't get up and start putting these daydreams that I have in my mind into real action here. Okay. So let's see what his focus is. What is the Divine Masculine's focus? His main focus for the month of April. Okay. All right, so we have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm still getting used to this camera angle, guys. I'm sorry, that looks dark. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the 7 of Swords. So what is his main focus? I feel like he's thinking about a lot of the stuff that happened in the past, and he is trying not to let it weigh on him. He's trying not to let it bring him down. It's in the reverse because I feel like he's trying to let it go. And I think that in particular, if it's him moving towards his feminine, he is afraid that things he did in the past might make her completely cold to him, to where she doesn't want to even consider him. And so maybe that's why he hasn't tried to make any sort of real effort towards her, but he's trying to let it go. He's trying to heal these sad emotions and regret and say, you know, I can't change what happened, but I can heal it and hope and apologize and hope that she is accepting of my apology. So it's just healing and letting go of guilt, regret, and sad emotions. We have this good turn of fate here. Feels like he's trying to focus on the positive, again, with this letting go of the sad emotions. He's trying to focus on the positive, the possibilities, the change that he has to put into action and what the result could be. Seven of Swords. It's interesting, it's underneath this nothing will come of the situation. There's something about him lying to himself a lot. Maybe acknowledging that he was not truthful with himself, that he was in denial, that he was, I feel like, deceptive, but not in a malicious way. It's not like he intentionally lied to the feminine or did something to her on purpose. It was just the nature of the situation made him behave in that way. But it's like almost like an owning up to that, to acknowledging the lies, to accepting that what he did was not very nice or very good behavior. I'm going to need a clarifier to go deeper on that one, because it also could be him working on imposter syndrome. Maybe he didn't feel like he deserved the feminine. This is getting more relationship-y than I wanted it to be, but that's kind of the stronger message that's coming out. Or it could be career-related. He didn't feel like he belonged at his job. He wasn't good enough to be there, and so he just kind of kept putting himself down. So why is the Five of Pentacles? Oh my God, this is the Five of Pentacles, not Five of Cups. Oh, that's... So fives are about changes, and I was talking about him leaving the sad emotions behind. The message is still there, and obviously there's a reason that I didn't read the card correctly. It's something that needed to come out. So if he is leaving sad emotions behind, if he's healing things from the past, then he's ready to make change in his physical world, because this is about change. And pentacles are practical things. His spirituality might be warming up. He might bringing himself out of the cold, which is turning into this positive, this focus on this positive energy and forward movement. Let's get a clarifier there. It's so funny. There are no accidents in tarot, so if I read the card wrong, it's for a reason. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. He's healing himself. We have the Four of Swords. He's in some sort of state of healing, which is letting go of sad emotions or healing those bad emotions. Then we have the World in the reverse. He is trying to close something out so he can move forward. He has to close out whatever situation he's currently in if he's going to have this good turn of fate. And he's trying to focus on the positive to help him move out of that, to put that practical plan into action. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Okay, see? Dun, dun. We have the Emperor. He's getting into divine masculine energy. He's taking a stand for himself. He's standing his ground against opposition. He is like, I can make these choices, these decisions. I have the power to move my life forward if I'm willing to put the urgings, the callings from the universe into action. I have the ability to change my life. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah. In the reverse. I feel like that is him. Yeah. Do you hear my voice? It's not too bad, but it's getting a little froggy. But he's like, this really feels about how he treated his feminine, if it's about an actual person. But it also could be about how he's treated himself. Not being loving enough, or I don't want to say false love or false promises, but not being able to follow through on his words and on his feelings is what it feels like. Nothing will come of the situation. If I keep lying to myself, if I keep denying myself and my person love, nothing's going to happen here. I'm going to be stuck. I have the power to move myself forward, but I have to acknowledge what I did in the past, my behavior, how I treated myself and my feminine, if it's about a person. Okay, so that's his main focus. Making changes, healing, closing out a past cycle, positive, staying focused on the positive, embodying that Emperor energy and acknowledging his past behavior. Okay, so what might he struggle with this month? What might the masculine struggle with in the month of April? Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. This is what masculines always struggle with, so that's why I was kind of laughing there. Okay. One more, please, for what the masculine might be struggling with. Okay. Yeah. Oh, masculine. So we have the Death card. We have the Fool in the reverse. We have two major arcana here, and then we have the Six of Swords. This, I'm laughing because this is what they always struggle with the masculines always have trouble with. The death of ego, rebirth into a new life. They get in this runner phase, this runner state of mind, and they have such a hard time pulling themselves out of them. Not to judge the masculines, because the feminines get into chaser, and that's really hard to get out of that, but that's their struggle is this transition, allowing their old life to die, to make the change, to heal, to put the plan into place and follow through on it. We have the Fool in the reverse here. They want to take the risk, but they are so hesitant. There's heavy energy around hesitation here. They're like, my whole new life is out there. If I'll just jump off this cliff, but they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And they're just trying really hard to stay focused on positive energy. And again, Six of Swords, transition. It's in the upright, so that's good. I think it's indicating that a lot of them are acknowledging that change and transition and progress is absolutely necessary, but they're still struggling with it. They're sitting in their boat, I think, because in the traditional tarot, this is a picture, Six of Swords has a person in a boat and they're rowing across the river. So I feel like they're sitting in their boat, but maybe they haven't started paddling their oars yet. They know that they need to go to the other side of the river. They're just like, again, lots of hesitation of how to get there. If they should do it, what's going to happen? Why is Death here for what the masculine might be struggling with? See? It really feels like self-deception, speaking to oneself in a negative manner, the lies. It feels more about how they speak to themselves, the deception that they've told themselves. There are two times it's in the upright here. I also have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse on the bottom here. So it's just conquering that negative energy so that they can feel confident and not like they have imposter syndrome, that they can go through this death and rebirth and move forward in their lives. Why is the Fool in the reverse? We have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Divine Feminine got the Page of Pentacles, not in this position, but it's her message was about how to learn how to take on a whole new life, basically. And the masculine, he's struggling with that concept. Masculines in particular, this happens to everybody, but the masculine energy in particular can become very comfortable and they don't know how to move outside of that comfort zone. It's why they have such a hard time, because they're too scared of the unknown. And they know that if they take a risk, they're going to have to learn how to navigate a whole new life. And they just don't know how to do that. So hers was more positive. She was going to, I think it was still in the struggling. It was either in struggle or support. I can't remember. But she was a little more open to it. Hers was in the upright. There was a little bit more excited energy around it, where the masculine is just terrified of it. He's terrified of taking the risk. There's so much hesitation because he knows his whole life is going to be different and he's going to have to start over and learn how to take care of himself in a completely different way. Why is the Six of Swords here? See, I have Eight of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Wands in the upright is very intense, very fast-moving energy. It's traveling, it's moving, it's transition, it's progress, it's communication, but it's in the reverse. They're slowing themselves down out of fear here, out of the negative self-talk, out of the hesitation. They're in their boat, but they're not going anywhere just yet. They want to, but they're just not, they're in the boat. They're just not paddling their oars yet. All right, so I'm gonna move these up here so we can see the third row. Okay. So how is the masculine being supported? How is the masculine being supported in the month of April or around this energy? Okay. See, we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. How's he being supported? He is learning to protect himself, to guard himself, to take the higher ground. He is trying really hard to not let outside factors influence his decision-making process. This is a similar message to the Divine Feminine here in the same row. He's on the defense, but in a way that's helping him be productive. Okay, the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I think so masculine energy is more about the practical 3D things. And when you make this sort of decision, when you're following your intuition and your heart and your soul and your gut, it's not a practical choice. It's not a logical choice. It's not something that can be made of the mind. So the masculine is being supported by lack of clarity, which is terrifying to him. But if he can push past it, because he can't know what's going to happen when he makes his decision, when he puts things into reality, and that's terrifying for him. But it actually is supporting him because in the long run, he's going to start to learn to trust his intuition, to listen to himself more, to follow his heart and his gut. So the lack of clarity that he has right now might be terrifying and overwhelming. But in the long run, he's going to look back and go, man, I should have just listened to myself months, years ago. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like the universe here is like planting seeds in the masculine's mind. It's watering these ideas. The universe is urging him and having a little bit of patience. Okay, you're in the boat. So take your time to get used to the boat. And then we're going to take our oar out and you're going to hold your oar and you're going to get used to holding your oar and then we're going to start paddling. So there's an energy around patience, but also like a gentle pushing, gentle nudging. You can't wait around forever. We're planting seeds. We're waking you up, but it's okay if you are a little bit slow. So why is the Seven of Wands here? Look, see? Six of Swords. By keeping, it's a repeating card, by keeping his guard up, not letting anyone influence his decisions, by protecting himself, he's starting to move forward. He's in the boat now. Like he's moving. They're in the water. They're going real slow, but they're there. That's how he's being supported, by protecting himself. Why is the Ace of Swords in the reverse? The Queen of Cups. The lack of clarity. He is not making this decision from a state of mind, from a thought, from what's logical. He's doing it from emotion, from how he feels, from his intuition. He might be, if it's around his feminine, he might be being pulled to her energy, her loving energy. He's finally letting it in. So the choices he's making are not from the mind. They are from the heart, from his inner feminine energy. Okay, so if this is not about a relationship, it's not about divine counterpart. His inner feminine energy is loving him to make a choice, saying you can't make these choices with your head. You have to use your heart and your intuition sometimes. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? See, oh my goodness. We have the High Priestess with the Two of Swords in the reverse. And I should have showed you guys this deck earlier had the Two of Swords on the bottom, but I didn't show you. Okay, the High Priestess. She's a woman of mystery. You can't know what's going to happen. The universe isn't going to give you the answer of what happens if I get divorced, what happens if I quit my job. You can't make a choice. They're not going to give you the results. You have to make the choice with your intuition. High Priestess is all about intuition. So there you go. And the Two of Swords, that is pushing them out of this, again, crossroads. They've been stuck on a decision for a long time, and they're like, I'm being nudged. I'm letting my intuition in. I'm listening to my inner feminine. And like we have Ace of Swords in the reverse on the bottom again. So they are being pushed to make a choice, to make change. They're understanding that they have the inner strength and ability to do it, but they're doing it from feminine energy, from their intuition and from how they feel rather than their mind. I think that's really wonderful because that means they've come a long way. Okay, so let's get them a final word of advice here. So Spirit, let's get the masculines a final word of advice, please, around their April energy. We have curiosity. Experience, play, uncover, ask. A lot of masculines will block off spiritual energy. They don't want to know about it. They don't want to feel it, because then that means they have to acknowledge the negativity in their life and the changes that need to be made. They're starting to tap into that. They're starting to feel curious about the connection they feel within their self and possibly the connection they feel with their feminine. They want to experience it at a level that they haven't experienced before. There's this play is feeling like they're wanting to be in lighter energy. Probably a lot of them have been in very heavy negative energy for a long time, but they're comfortable there. So they haven't moved out of it. They're uncovering some truth. They're asking questions to themselves about how they feel. Is the situation I am in really serving me? Is it really good for me? Should I stay here? So they're starting to open up, and they're starting to learn about themselves and their spirituality, and like I said, possibly their connection with a divine feminine. This reading feels very good. Okay, so I'm going to leave the reading here. If it resonated, please like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you check out the feminine, because there was some mirroring, so it could be very helpful whether you're watching this for a relationship, but especially if you're watching it for union of self. And I will see you guys later. Bye.